Good afternoon and welcome everyone. I am Jyoti Shaw, faculty at the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Surendranath College for Women. Thank you all for joining Surendranath College for Women's web lecture series. Surendranath College for Women was established in 1948 and the core mission of the college is to provide meaningful education to girls largely from poor families so that they can become more self-reliant. The topic of today's web lecture is combating infodemic, and it is my pleasure to welcome the speaker, Kanka Majumder. Kanka Majumder is a faculty of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Surendranath College for Women since 2007. She was with Khidrpur College, Kolkata from 2005 till 2012. She completed her Masters in Journalism and Mass Communication from University of Calcutta and also did her internship from AIR Kolkata. Before we begin, I would like to request all the participants to write the questions in the chat box, and a feedback link will also be provided in the chat box in due time. Over to you, Kanka ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Jyoti. I want to welcome all the attendees here, and very good afternoon to my dear colleagues, my beloved students, and all the attendees present here. So let's start with the presentation. So may I request Jyoti to please share
Yes,
my
ma'am.
screen, share the PPT.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Thank you.
Welcome.
So today I'm going to present on the topic, it's combating infodemic. So the next slide, Jyoti. Okay, I will mention the preview of my presentation that I'm going to discuss about introduction to infodemic, fake news and its clarifications, the fake digital media tools, social media's advantages and disadvantages, IFCN, and I want to highlight on how to combat infodemic and some initiatives from social media as well as government, and I will conclude with my conclusion note. So let's start with the presentation.
Okay.
Yes, as you can see that here I have given that the director of World Health Organization, he has said that right at this moment we are fighting an infodemic. We are facing not only an epidemic but also an infodemic. At the last Munich Security Conference in February 2020, he has mentioned all these quotations, whatever I have written, that we are fed an onslaught of statements, figures, and speculation, now aptly described as an infodemic. So his statement can reveal that nowadays the people of world across the world, they are struggling to untangle an overabundance of information uh, regarding about the COVID-19 pandemic. So it is they are trying hard. They are struggling for getting information, for getting guidance from different media to get authentic and verified information. And some examples, as when we get information in the social media that outdoor temperature 25 degree can prevent the virus, or when we get information that such as that if you can hold your breath for 10 seconds and you don't have without coughing, that means you don't have COVID-19. So these sort of informations, or rather I say these sort of misinformation, create a panic, create a situation of crisis more harder to tackle. Next slide, please. Yes, the background of infodemic, though whatever the director of WHO has mentioned in the present situation, but the word infodemic, the it was not at all first said mentioned in 2020, but in 2003, when there was the outbreak of SARS, or severe acute respiratory syndrome. David Rothkopf, the journalist and political scientist, he said that SARS is the story of not one epidemic but two, and the second epidemic is that we have largely escaped the headlines, has implications that are far greater than the disease itself. That is because it is not the viral epidemic but rather information epidemic. And by the term information epidemic or infodemic, he meant that the world is flooded with overabundance of information, true as well as wrong, and the consequence is that wrong information, they can spread very easily. Unlike the true one, it can speed up like a fire forest. He also clarified that when uh, information is mixed with fear, rumors, speculations, it amplified and relayed swiftly worldwide by modern information technologies. He also said that it affected the international and national economics, politics, and even security in ways that are utterly disproportionate with the root realities. I want to mention one of his quotation, his statement, when he says, the infodemic has made the public health crisis harder to control and contain. This is the background of infodemic. That means infodemic. Next slide, please, Jyoti. Yes, infodemic, uh, as the dictionary says, that it's an excessive amount of information about a problem that is typically unreliable, spreads rapidly, and makes a solution more difficult to achieve. And as we can see, the announcement of the virus COVID-19 was immediately followed by an infodemic of people posting dangerous medical advices on social media platforms. Infodemic, the word, is used in the sense that information spreading rapidly through online media, years of fear and speculation, making the problem worse, not better. It typically refers to a far-reaching spread of both accurate and inaccurate information about something. Free flow of information through social media is alarming, and the most COVID-19 related misinformation we can see on social media platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. Next slide, please. Okay, here is the etymology of the word infodemic. It's information and pandemic. What is infodemic? What does it stand for? I have mentioned that earlier here. Information is by Roland Reagan, he has said that information is the oxygen of the modern age. And pandemic, as the dictionary of epidemiology says, that a pandemic is an epidemic worldwide or over a very wide area, crossing international boundaries and usually affecting a large number of people. Now, both of these words are combined together to get a new meaning. It's infodemic, information plus pandemic. And it's not new. The instance is not new. We have many other words related and combined with information, like infotainment, information, and entertainment makes infotainment. Information and graphics make infographics. So we already have these kind of words in our vocabulary. So next slide, please. Now I have tried to show that is it try to justify that is it relevant to discuss this topic today. I think it's absolutely relevant because as I have mentioned, and as we all know, that the outbreak of novel coronavirus has created excessive demand of information, and that has led to a situation to spread information, rather misinformation rapidly, and that misinformation is is disseminated through digital media platforms or social media platforms mainly. So it is very relevant because misinformation can causes many incidents. It can incite or propagate many incidents like violence, hatred, and even lynching. We have seen many of cases. We have instances. So the next, I think it's very relevant to discuss this topic today. So the next slide, please. Oh, it's fake news. So what is fake news? I have given an definition, given a meaning from a Cambridge Online Dictionary, but I won't go for this dictionary definition. But what is the meaning of fake news, or what does it stand? What's for fake news? Fake news combines or conflicts two ideas that uh, it has. It can have clickbait headlines. It can have misleading captions or visuals or even statistics. It has two ideas mainly, like misinformation and disinformation. Some person, or group of people or individual, they created misinformation or they create fake news to get some profit or have some money from it. So I want to clarify those terms which are related with fake news, because fake news is a broader term. So many smaller things, so many smaller aspects are related with it. Let's have a look. Next slide. Okay, fake news clarifications. First thing is I want to mention it is misinformation. Misinformation is a kind of information when the person who is the sender, he is sending the information with a belief that the information is true when the information is false. That means the person who is sending the information does not have an idea that the information is false, and it is called misinformation. And what does the meaning of disinformation? Disinformation is something when the sender knows that the message or the content is false, and he desperately, he intentionally sends the information, that is disinformation. And another term is here I have mentioned malinformation. Information which is fabricated or created by a person or a group of people to damage the reputation or to harm any person or any individual or any institution or any organization or company or even a country. It is malinformation. That means its intention, intention of the malinformation is to harm anybody or harm any person. So harm is the main intention of malinformation. So next slide, please. We have several others narratives, or we have several others related um, types of fake news, or some terms which are related with fake news. Number one is satire. Though satire is a literary term, but it is used with related with fake news also. And when an information is fed through any social media timeline and it is not understood by the readers, it is called satirical. Then we have false content, false connection, sorry. Then we have false connection. So when headlines, visuals, captions do not match the content of the story, the content of the information do not match the headlines, it is called false connection. Sometimes some websites, they use different catchy headlines to grab the attention of the readers. But when the readers opens the actual information, the actual story, the actual content, they find that there is no link between the headlines or the visuals provided. So it's false connection. Then we have misleading content. When misleading content is information to frame or shape any individual or issues. It can be done by using quotations or statistics from any other ways, or by cropping images or adopted images. So the next one is false context. Sometimes genuine or original image or content can be attached or recirculated out of its original context. That is false context. For an example, if image of a hospital in deplorable condition, which has taken earlier, and now it has been uh, recirculated with the context of COVID-19 hospitals, which are giving the facilities of COVID-19 treatments. So the same image, whatever is used for today's context is not correct, because the image was, though the image is original, but it is used in a false context. So the next one is imposter content. Imposter content is something when journalists having their bylines, or in such writings which are not written by them, or they don't have any idea that these bylines or some stories have their names. So this is called imposter content. Manipulated content. What is manipulated content? Manipulated content is when genuine content is manipulated, means by imposing pictures to give a different meaning. So it is manipulated content, the name itself giving the meaning. Next one is the fabricated content. When a content is created, when a content is created in a text format or in visual format to target different communities on social networks, it is called fabricated content. So here, in the last, this present slide and the last slide, I wanted to focus on the different meanings, different informations types of fake, which are related with fake news. But three things are very important here, which is related with fake news, which I want to mention, is that every fake news has three elements. Number one is the message, and the interpreters. The agent who is creating the message and the sender may not be the same person. The person who is making the information may not be the sender, and the interpreters, that means the receivers. So it's the fake news have three phases also. It's creation, production, and distribution. So next slide, please. Here are some images of misinformation circulated through social media. I have tried my best to put some images from different social media. Next slide, please. One from Twitter, one from WhatsApp, and all these are in vernacular languages which were forwarded in WhatsApp messages. So these are information which were distorted, which were created to create a panic or to misguide the people, misguide the mass, and the messages, whatever were flowing, whatever were distributing, was without any verification, without any checking. So I must say that the COVID-19 related information or misinformation has, when an analysis was done over 87 countries, it has shown that illness, transmission, and mortality misinformation is regarding COVID-19 is 24%. Control measures is 21%. Treatment and cures 19%. Cause of disease 15%. Violence 1%, and miscellaneous 20%. That means these percentages are for the kind of misinformation provided or distributed through social media platforms. The next slide, please. Okay, deepfake. Deepfake is something that it's a, you must say, it is a synthetic media which is created with an existing image or video, and is replaced with someone else's likeness. And the next slide, please. Who can make deepfake? Anybody who has a computer and access to the internet can technically produce a deepfake video. And the technology can be used to make people believe something is real when it is not. That means it has a high potentiality to deceive. And in some areas, these videos are very misused, like financial fraud, like pornographic videos, celebrity pornographic videos. These kind of videos, these kind of deepfake are very popular. Here, I want to show you a video related with a deepfake. I would request Jyoti if she kindly play the video. Jyoti, if you please kindly play the video. Is there any problem? Please unmute yourself, Jyoti. I can't hear you. Okay,
Yes,
here it goes. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
Jordan Peele created this fake video of President Obama to demonstrate how easy it is to put words in someone else's mouth.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Not everyone bought it, but the technology behind such frauds is rapidly improving, even as worries increase about their potential for harm. This is your Bloomberg Quick Take on deepfakes. Deepfakes, or realistic-looking fake videos and audio, gained popularity as a means of adding famous actresses into porn scenes. Despite bans on major websites, they remain easy to make and find. They're named for the deep learning artificial intelligence algorithms that make it possible. Input real audio or video of a specific person, the more the better. When the software tries to recognize patterns in speech and movement, introduce a new element like someone else's face or voice, and a deepfake is born.
It's actually extremely easy to make one of these things. There were just some supposed, breakthroughs from academic researchers who work with this particular kind of machine learning in the past few weeks, which would drastically reduce the kind of video you need actually to create one of these.
Programs like The most popular and widely available for making deep fakes need dozens of hours of human assistance to create a video that looks like this rather than this. In August, researchers at Carnegie Mellon revealed software that accurately rendered not just facial features, but changing weather patterns and flowers in bloom. This advance is not yet available to the public, but with increasing capability comes increasing concern.
This is kind of fake news on steroids, potentially. We do not know of a case yet where someone has tried to use this to perpetrate a fraud or an information warfare campaign, or for that matter, to really damage someone's reputation. But it's the danger that everyone is really afraid of.
In a world where fakes are easy to create, authenticity also becomes easier to deny. People caught doing genuinely objectionable things could claim evidence against them as bogus. Fake videos can also be difficult to detect, though researchers around the world and the U.S. Department of Defense have said they're working on ways to counter them. Deep fakes do, however, have some positive uses. Take Cereproc, a firm that creates digital voices for people who lose theirs from disease.
Speech synthesis is the artificial production of human speech.
There are also applications that could be considered either good or bad, like the many, many deepfakes that exist solely to turn as many movies as possible into Nicolas Cage movies.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Jyoti. So we have seen that how deepfake videos are created and the technology behind it, how it is created. So can you please share the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, from this slide, I will go again start that who spreads fake news and who starts rumors. Fake news and rumors, that means misinformation, does not come from the dark corners of the internet. Many known are also associated with. They are looking to make profit from this pandemic. I have mentioned the source also. The next slide, please. So I have mentioned that we have some digital media tools which we use for the digital to be digital or to stay online. So we have emails, we have websites. Through websites we can get information from about anything at any time, and we have social media and networking which which help people to be connected worldwide with their friends, relatives, colleagues, and others. And then there are blogging and vlogging. Blogging means when you post, when you write something in text format, it's in a blog, it's blogging. And when you when you send some short videos, it's vlogging. Then we have e-forums and e-books. I think all of us know about e-books. If you have internet connection, we can have access to millions of e-books which can be read free, which can be downloaded free. And what is e-forums? E-forum is a discussion forum where people can have conversation regarding any topic in the format of text messages. And we know about computer animations. It's digitally created videos or images or animated images rather. Then we have digital videos. We have e-commerce. E-commerce means we all are aware of it, that selling or buying products and services by using internet. It's called e-commerce. Virtual or world and reality. Virtual world is to create a world, simulating world to make to appeal to the senses, as many senses as possible, like vision, like hearing, like feeling, and even smell also. And here the computer is becomes the gatekeeper of the artificial world. So this is a virtual world and reality. And we have webcast and podcast as digital media tools. Webcast is when we are casting of broadcasting of an event and of any program through internet is webcasting. And podcasting when we send any audio file, or when we host a series of programs, series of audio programs to be listened later on also. It is podcast, generally a series of hosts. They discuss about a topic, any particular topic on any current issue. So this is podcast. So next slide. Here I have tried to focus that what the roles of mass media versus social media during any crisis. The first question I have asked, that disseminate timely and reliable information. Yes, as we know that mass media means the traditional mass media, not only a drama or folk music or cinemas, but by traditional media, I mean to say that I have included the print media also, because print media along with magazines, journals, articles, and electronic media like radio, television, all of these media I have clubbed or named as traditional media. So traditional mass media, they provide us timely information. Yes, it is true. And reliable information. Yes, this is also true, because for getting reliable information till date, we depend upon traditional mass media. But in case of social media, we get rapid information, we get immediate information, but how much the information is authentic, we have no clear idea about it. And present positive attitude, not to panic. Yes, this is true that mass media, traditional mass media, they try to aware us, they try to educate us regarding any crisis like this pandemic. They help us to that not to panic, whatever measures we need to take to protect ourselves. So, and even social media platforms also, we can see different posts which say that don't panic. If you take measures, that you can protect yourself. And authentic detailed information, yes, the traditional mass media, they provide us authentic detailed information. As I have said, that till date we rely upon authentic information, we rely upon traditional media. And updated and verified information, social media can provide us updated information. This is true, but how far it is verified, it is not mentioned, because as we know, the system of mass media of disseminating information, that in mass media organizations, the organization itself acts as a gatekeeper. They, whatever the information the reporters they are collecting or they are gathering, the information are submitted to the organizations, and the organizations are being the gatekeeper. They decide which news should be produced, should be published, or should be broadcasted, and in which way. And before publishing any news or broadcasting any news. They goes on cross-checking, they go on verifying news. But this is not applicable for social media. But because as we are connected via internet, anybody anytime can post anything without any authentication, without any verification. So the next slide, please. Yes, I have asked a question. Do social platforms provide any benefit to its consumers? Yes, it provides us real-time information sharing. It has worldwide connectivity. It provides a marketing platform, which is very important, because small business organizations, even entrepreneurs, they use a social media platform for marketing their business, and it can be a powerful way to bring positivity in a scary time. Yes, when we find that some other people are there around the world, in any corner of the world, who is suffering the same way as I am, I can feel I can have a feeling of confidence that I'm not alone in the world. So yes, it gives us positive energy in scary time. Fundraisers and distributed for social health. This is very important because social media platforms have have many examples, instances that fundraisers for any social cause. When a person need any help, it can be for any treatment, it can be for the victims of any natural disaster, they give the fundraisers. So we have the fundraisers, we have a new face of humanity through social media platform, and posting pictures and videos to share personal experiences. I think this is one of the most important and exclusive feature of the social media platform, because we, the human being, we like to share our experiences with others, and this human emotion, the social media platforms, they are encashing this human emotion, and that is why it is so popular. And endless education opportunities. If we use social media very wisely, we can get endless education opportunities, because so many organizations, so many institutions, they are providing their courses, their options, teaching options are there in education through social media. So yes, might be some more other advantages, but these are the points which I feel the advantages of social media. I have included this. So the next slide, please. Here I have, I seek attention of every social media users, because social media not only provide us different advantages, it has disadvantages also. The first is addiction. If you are online so for many hours, you can get addicted to it. And children, generally teenagers, we have seen studies have shown that teenagers have the maximum amount of addiction. I have read somewhere that when a teenager was asked for his address, he wrote that www.facebook.com, the height of addiction. So jokes apart, addiction can be a disadvantage of social media and online. Being online, it has become our habit. When we want to pass our time or relax, we want to be online through different social media platforms, not only one. We become online through different platforms. And social media platforms, they easily spread fake news, as we have mentioned earlier, as I have mentioned earlier. Time killer, yes. If you spend too much of time being online, just posting some information, posting something to your timeline, and sharing it to others, that means it is a time killing. Rather, if you flourish your habits, your hobbies, that can be beneficial for you. So Another worst disadvantage of social media is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is when someone creates a fake account to bully someone, to harm anyone's reputation. The person can post any image, fake video to harm the reputation of someone, and it can lead to some harm, some suicide attempts also. So it is very harmful. Cyberbullying is one of the most harmful effect of social media platform. And viral, any information without doing verification, without any checking, can become viral with a few moments. And hacking, we know that a person or a group of person can hack our personal information anytime on social media platforms, because social media platforms are not so much secure. They are For registering in social media platforms, we gather so many we put so many personal information, and that can be hacked and can be used against ourselves. Hackers, they demand money, they threaten us, so these are very harmful for us. So we must be very careful about it. Malicious apps, we find very many applications. They are also very harmful. We have some video games. We have some previous examples of also like the Momo game. So the malicious apps are harmful, are a disadvantage. And privacy, as I have mentioned, that our information are not at all secured in social media platform. Anybody who knows how to hack, that person can steal our personal information. So privacy is always in a question in case of digital media platform or social media platform. So the next slide, please. Yes, I have given a caption. Go digital. Digital around the world in 2020, as of January 2020, total population 7.75 billion and urbanization 55%, while unique mobile users 5.19 billion, the penetration is 67%. Internet users around the world is 4.54 billion, penetration is 59%. Active social media users is 3.80 million, penetration is 49%. So the next slide, please. Yes, again, caption given by me, go social. So till July 2020, the report says that the total number of active social media users are 3.96 billion. Social media penetrations in total population is 51%, and the annual growth in the total number of social media users is more than 10% plus 10.5%, that is 376 million. And total number of social media users crossing via mobile phones, accessing via mobile phones is 3.91%, and the percentage of total social media users accessing via their mobile is 99%. So the next slide, please. Yes. Here is the graph of internet usage in India. It shows that we have only 4% usage of internet in 2007, whereas 2020 have seen 50% growth, and it has been possible with cheaper rate internet packages, data packages, with I must mention that the Geo platform, the Geo Digital, has made it possible for India. So, and I want to mention one thing, that 73% of total Indian web traffic comes from mobile phone users. So the next slide, please. I have tried the next earlier one, the earlier one, Jyoti. The Yes, journalist behavior towards social platforms, because I thought that if I miss journalist behaviors, because nowadays digital media is the one of the most important, we cannot ignore, because even the traditional mass media, they are not ignoring digital media, they are taking advantages, they are using the digital media platform, and journalists who use it can get some importance, can get some benefits. So towards social media platforms, journalists' behaviors is active participation in social media platforms. Yes, we have seen so many journalists in India also. We can find them in Twitter, we can find them in Instagram. So their active participation is there, it is true, and reveal their biases. Sometimes with the notion of posting some information with immediacy, they just fail to check the accuracy, the authenticity of the information. So it may bias, it may show their biases, and shared unverified information, as I have mentioned, that sometimes it happens that even journalists also, they with a hurry, they share some unverified information, and getting correction is right is harder when you are online. Once you have posted something, and it is harder to correct. But in as journalism ethics say that every single error should be corrected, and through digital media platform it becomes a little bit harder. And if it is an audio file or if it is a video file you have posted as a journalist, it's become more complicated to rectify it. Then transparency in labeling content. Journalists must label their contents, that whether it's a news item, whether it's an opinion piece, whether it's an analysis, it should be labeled, it should be transparent and responding to critics. And if you try to respond to your critics, it can affect your career as well as your expertise of journalism, because so too much of criticism can tells upon our rhythm of action, rhythm of profession. So the next slide, please. A newsroom guideline for using social networks as a reporting tool by Pointer. They have mentioned some guidelines. They have created some guidelines for social networks. For reporting tool, making connections is good. They have said that if you have too many connections, you can get many informations correct, many informations easily. So it is good. Journalists must compensate for the scope of online reporting. When you are reporting something online, you must try to provide every aspect, single different angles of a single story. So it is important also. Information gathered online should be independently confirmed offline. We are trying to say, as I was trying to say, that every information should be cross-checked, should be verified. So if you are collecting any information online through interview or any other means, if you are collecting it through online, so it should be confirmed offline. Ensure informed consent. You must have the consent of your source. You must give special consideration with children, and you should be transparent with the audience as well as the source. That means the audience must be confirmed that whether the sources were verified or not. So these are few examples of what the Pointer institution has set guidelines for journalists. Next slide, please. Here I have mentioned that the International Fact-Checking Network. Why the International Fact-Checking Network is a unit of the Pointer Institute of Media Studies. It is a non-profit journalism school and research organization in St. Petersburg, and it was launched in September 2000. 15 to support a booming crop of fact-checking initiatives. And several mass media organizations, I have used some captions, some logo of the of mass media organizations worldwide who use IFCN for verifying, for cross-checking the information. And we, the common man, we can also use the IFCN network also, because they have different sites, websites, which provides information checking. So the next slide, please. Here are some fact-checking sites in India, like Alt News, Boom, and Fact Crescendo. We have Vishwas Nivas, we have Factly, we have SM Workslayer. These are the sites which can be used, which can be encountered for fact-checking. Next slide, please. How to combat infodemic, because I have started with the notion that we need to combat infodemic. So overabundance of information is not good for our information society. It creates information disorder. So we need to stop, we need to fight against infodemic. And how we can fight? We can so the first thing I mentioned, that it's fact checking. We need to check the facts by asking some simple questions. Who says the information? How do they know? Are they biased? Does this news turn up on trusted sites? And what don't I know? So if I ask, or if we ask these questions to any information, it can be checked. And next is determine source credibility. We need to check whether the source is credible enough or not. And again, we need to cultivate the trust, but it needs some deeper research, because to get information of any personal or legal information about any company or website, it is not always very easy. It's not always free, so it needs research, but we can cultivate the trust. If we find it's something fishy in it, we can cultivate it. And judge an image. Judging an image is very important nowadays. We cannot just rely on any image, because images can be doctored, images can be cropped, images can be photoshopped. So there are some steps that how we can check images, that we can question, we can ask the image that where was the picture taken? Is the caption or the visual has any information, is providing any information that where the picture was taken? If not, then we should not rely. Who took the picture? Is there any hint that who took the picture? If we see very carefully, it can be seen whether it is has been cropped or doctored. It can be seen very easily. And why are we receiving it? And in which context? Why are we receiving it now? Is there any link with the context? Is there any significance of the visual or the image that we are getting it? And through different internet websites, different internet search engines, they provide us some image search, which is called reverse image search. Like Google has Google reverse image search. Then we have TinEye, we have Yandex, on Russian search engine. We have SK Planet, eBay, Pixie. So these are some websites from where we can download or copy a picture or copy the link, copy the URL of the image, and just cross-check whether the image is true, original, whether the image is original or doctored. We can check it. And I thought that it should be very apt that I mentioned that just last 23rd September 2020, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he has said that antidote lies in making sure that science-backed facts and health guidance circulate even faster and reach people wherever they access information. This is very important. I have a YouTube video to show. So before that, I want to go for the next slide. Yes, and the last point which I have mentioned in the last slide, it was digital literacy. Digital literacy itself is a very vast area, and I have narrowed down according to the relation with my topic. It's have photo visual literacy. We need to understand. We need to ask some questions. We need to understand the meaning, literacy, that what is the message of any photo, message of any image, that is photo visual literacy. Reproduction literacy. Reproduction literacy says that people, the mass, they must have the knowledge to access any information, to create an information, and to share the information. So it is reproduction literacy. And information literacy, from by using websites, people can get information and can access any information at any time, and whether that information is verified, checked or not, that should be mentioned. The next slide, please. Yes, digital literacy may include the following activities: conducting a Google research and evaluating the results, reading and navigating through a book, using a tablet or e-reader, deciding whether to post or share sensitive images or text, recording and uploading a podcast, using appropriate etiquette on social media forum. So the next slide, please. Yes, there are some initiatives from the social media they have taken. So I have running shortage of time, but I want to mention that Facebook will have launches a chatbot and news hub to ensure misinformation of COVID-19 is not spread. And YouTube has temporarily lowers their standard of the quality of their video to SD, that means standard definition. And along with WhatsApp have launched WhatsApp bot, and along with the Indian government, WhatsApp has a chatbot named My Gov Corona Help Desk, and there is a number. If you text any query, they can give you the answer related with COVID-19. The number I want to mention, it's 9013151515. It's the number of the help desk called My Gov Corona Help Desk, an initiative with the WhatsApp. The next slide, please. Action against misinformation worldwide. Here, somewhere in the world, we have law, and here we can see that law enforced in China, France, Thailand, Vietnam, and media literacy in Belgium, Netherlands. We have internet shutdowns. In India, we have internet shutdowns and failed legislation in Philippines. We have task force in Democratic Republic of the Congo, Oman, and investigations in Turkey, threats in Saudi Arabia. This is a very short world overview. And the next slide, please. Inside India, again, caption given by me. Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution, it provides. Article 19(1)(a) says that we the citizen have freedom of speech and expression, but it is restricted, it is limited. We cannot use it as our own wish. We have some limitations. And we have Information Technology Act 2000. It says that even the digital signatures and the digital information should be secured. And we have National Cyber Security Policy 2013. It says to monitor and protect information and strengthen defenses from cyber attacks. And cyberspace for Indian citizens, business, as well as government. And now we have Fake News Prohibition Bill in 2019, private. So it says that fake news in any mass media should be checked rapidly, should be checked And if any mass media, after given confirmation of correction, if the mass media has not corrected the information, they can be given punishment with a fine of rupees 5 lakhs for the first offense, rupees 10 lakhs, and its operations are suspended for 7 days for second offense, and rupees 20 lakhs and suspension of operations for 1 month for any subsequent violation. So before I conclude, I want to show you the video which was an initiative by the World Health Organization. Jyoti, please. It is not audible, Jyoti. It is not audible. No, it is not audible. Yes.
We're not just fighting an epidemic, we're fighting an infodemic. This famous quote from WHO Director General has been widely shared. So what is an infodemic? An infodemic is an excessive amount of information about a problem, making it difficult to identify a solution. During a health emergency, an infodemic can drown out reliable information and allow rumors to spread more easily, impeding an effective public health response. Why is it happening now? Information can spread faster than a virus. With rapid growth of digital communications and social media platforms, information spreads fast from online to our physical lives. And how does it affect us? Online information can negatively affect our psychology, daily lives, and behaviors, worsening the ongoing crisis at hand. Infodemics make it difficult to recognize accurate and reliable information that tells people what preventative actions they should take. Some even promote stigma, discrimination, or violence. Therefore, we all play an important role to share trustworthy information and reduce disinformation. Here are simple actions we can do to mitigate the infodemic. 1. Look for facts and evidence. Be critical when receiving information. Question the source for accuracy and evidence. Compare with other sources. 2. Choose carefully. Share, like, or forward only content from trusted sources. 3. Be cautious. Do not reshare, forward, or like false information you know is not true. 4. Be a good example. Correct or call out people in your social networks when they post something untrue. Refer them to verified content and expert organizations for further information. 5. Spend less time online. Only seek the latest information at specific times of the day, once or twice a day if needed. Exercise, listen to music, or read a book. This helps to maintain good physical and mental health. Together, let's combat disinformation and misinformation. Turn the infodemic into a positive information experience, one that promotes facts and science.
Yes. So I want to conclude with the note that we must fight infodemic because information disorder is not good for our society, because information is the oxygen and we need to get purified oxygen. So, and in the for
some of the early cases had reported visiting or working in a seat.
You can mute it. Yes. And for the sake of journalism also, true and correct information should be provided, because press must maintain its popularity, its status as the fourth pillar of democracy. So if we want to get a better society, better information society, let us fight together. Let us fight against information disorder, and let us combat against the infodemic. So to create a better world. So that's all for my today's presentation. Hope all of you have liked it, and I want to conclude here. Thank you.
Thank you, Konka ma'am, for such an enlightening session. And this topic is very relevant in the current scenario. I would like to, I request USP sir to add something and to say something.
Thank you very much for such a fabulous presentation. There's nothing to add to the presentation, of course. I mean, this is so comprehensive, so well researched, and so well presented with all the aspects of infodemic and how to combat it. This has been a learning experience for me, so I'm sure everybody who's watched this has enjoyed it a lot. And as I say, this will be on YouTube, and all our students and from outside, they will have access to this. So I'm sure this will be a very good addition to the knowledge repository that we have on this topic and on others. I must commend all my colleagues for making this possible, especially this week, especially this presentation, because the entire last week we were busy with the university examinations. And to get a presentation of this quality at this point of time, it really speaks a lot about the commitment that my super colleagues have about academics at large. So we started this web lecture series on 22nd August, and this is the 7th in the series, and we've had such wonderful contributions from everybody in the department, and I'm proud to have colleagues like this. And as we've said before, we'll keep on having this in future as well. On 15th, we have one presentation by Rutuparna Das on language of Indian cinema. On 17th, we have Jyoti, who's the moderator of the day, and she's done a wonderful job. So she'll be presenting on the platform Society on 17th October. And then after a short break in November, we'll come back with more of these web lectures. I want to thank everybody in the department, Kanka Majumder, for such a fabulous presentation today. Those working behind the scenes, Ushoshi Rai, who's been doing all the background technical work, including, managing the entry of participants, so on and so forth. Otoshi Bhattacharya, she's always so very efficient with everything that the department does, and she's also, doing the recording and all this stuff. Ananya Sen, all the wonderful posters that we all see is designed largely by Ananya and others also. So, but the majority of them are designed by her, and so many other things. So, thank you, Ananya, as well. Satyabrat Paul, one of the senior most teachers in the department. He's had a fabulous presentation 2 weeks back, and of course, Shravani, she's unwell, but she'll be back in the future. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, all colleagues, for joining today. Thank you, students, for joining today. We know just immediately after examination, this is a very tough thing, but we're all very proud of the work that the department colleagues have done. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank all my colleagues for their support, and I want special thanks goes to so Professor Dr. Umashankar Pandey, because it's his brainchild, the web lecture, and showing confidence that yes, you can do it. So this gives confidence, and it means a lot. So thank you so much, and thank you my other colleagues. So that's all for today. Thank you.
DN sir is showing a thumbs up, so we all know who's DN sir. So thank you, DN sir, for all the support.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to him also, because he helped me for the PPT. Also, special thanks goes to him from my side.
Thanks to DN sir also from the department.
Okay.
Yes,
We are showing thumbs up to the department.
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I would like to request all the participants to fill up the feedback form with correct names and mail IDs, as the certificate will contain the name and IDs that it will be providing. So finally, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our principal, ma'am, Dr. Purnima Vishwas, and all the faculties of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Dr. Uma Shankar Pandey, Ushashri Sen Gupta, Shravani Mukhopadhyay, Shotabhuta Paul, Atashi Bhattacharya, and Ananya Sen for making this event a success. And thanks to all the participants for joining us today. Thank you.
Thanks to Jyoti as well. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.